Like that. Lean in, and then just lean out, and then pull back in. You know what I mean?
Am I doing my hands right? Is this...
Yeah. Hello, Internet, and welcome to the very first episode of Broski's Talking Brewskis. I'm Matt, and this is my co-host, Brickhouse.
Hauser, that's my name.
His name's Brickhouse, because I said that's how it was going to be. Why don't you tell him what the show's going to be all about?
The show's going to be all about beer, but I'll tell you what it's not going to be about. It's not going to be about barley, it's not going to be about hops, it's not going to be about color as taste.
Fuck that shit.
It's going to be about the beer that we like, why we like it, where you should drink it, and how drunk it's going to get you.
Now, the first beer that we're going to review, obviously we're going to start for the bottom. It's the most cheap, it is the most hip, and it is the most accessible to people in Chicago. We're talking about, of course, PBR.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It's called PBR.
Alright, here's how the show is going to work. We're going to break each beer down into 5 key points.
Affordability,
Drinkability,
drunkability,
impressibility,
and the most important,
location appropriation.
First point, affordability. You never want to pay over $13.99 for a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's the going rate. It's about the cheapest thing you can get, and you know that if you're going to pick up a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon with all of your boys on Friday night, you're going to have a good time.
Alright, Pabst is not a light beer, but it's kind of like a light beer. It might seem smarmy or skunky at first, but trust me, once you've had a couple, it's going to go down like water.
Which brings us to our third point, drunkability. Now, Pabst has a little higher alcohol volume than a couple of the other run-of-the-mill college beers. It's 5% alcohol by volume, which means that you know after those first couple, when they start going down smooth, you're gonna get drunk and you're gonna have a good time.
Alright, our fourth point is impressibility. This is something we made up. Impressibility is basically how impressed somebody is going to be when they see you with this beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon, not very impressed. It's got a reputation for being a cheap, shitty beer, right? So, not something you want to buy for the ladies. However, it is the beer that Clint Eastwood drank in Gran Torino, so I mean, it gets a couple of bonus points there, but still, not very impressive.
This brings us to our fifth and final point, possibly the most important. It's called location appropriation. This is where you're going to drink the beer and who you're going to drink it around. What do you think of the location appropriation for Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Well, you're certainly not going to drink it at a big fancy bar where there's lots of cougars, lots of rich folks, and you're going to pay $13 for a Heineken.
Now, what you're going to want to do is possibly, there's a few scenarios where PBRs would work. One, the house party.
House party.
You bring a 30 rack to that house party, you're going to be the life of the party, and everybody's going to have a good time.
Unless it's a cocktail party where you're dressing up fancy, you can bring beer if you're really selective, you don't want to bring PBR.
And then the neighborhood dive bar. That's where all the hipsters hang out. That's where all your buddies hang out. You're drinking cheap beer, you're saving money, and you're gonna have a good time.
So to wrap it up, PBR is a cheap beer, goes down easy, and it'll get you drunk in a hurry.
But don't forget, it's not very impressive, so never buy it for the ladies. But next time you're on your way to that house party, pick up a 30 rack of it.
Or if you're on your way to a dive bar, look for those $2 specials.
And to that, we say cheers. Fucking so funny.
Why did you...